Hello, BirdBot community, and welcome to the first quarterly rewards airdrop. I'm going to be explaining this reward table real quick, and then we'll be jumping into the quarterly rewards. Here we have a breakdown of all the wallets in our BirdBot ecosystem. You can see that there are currently 6 observant owls. You can see the reward breakdown here. And here's all the wallets that are going to be getting paid or rewarded. And you can see that there is currently 6 wallets that are above the 2 million holding threshold. The wallets that are grayed out are wallets that are company or founder owned, and they will not be getting paid. Let's see, is there any other wallets in here that shouldn't be getting paid? I don't think so. No, there isn't. So now that that's all good to go, we will be going to this page, which essentially has the expected quarterly rewards for this month. It is currently set to 40 million based off of all the total recipients, and you actually get a little circulating supply, minimum circulating supply. You can see that our percent scaler doesn't need to scale down yet. I've currently subtracted 1 million because the calculator is taking into account the founder wallets, but in the future it won't. But yeah, with that all being broken down, let's just open up the script and get things started. So I recently pulled all of the wallets at 2 p.m. It is now 2:08, and we will just start distributing the airdrop with this script called Python airdrop quarterly. So if all goes according to plan, everything's going to start working. So let's just do it. All right, first transaction went through successfully, so now it's going to just start doing bursts. And all the other transactions are going through, hands are off, and it should just start looping through all the other ones. Cool. Please work. Don't have any hiccups. Oh no. This is not good. Oh, ooh, it scared me there for a sec. Don't do that. Okay, I'm just gonna let it go. So, I'm not gonna touch it. It looks like it's working. Did have a little bit of a transaction bug. I'm gonna quickly make sure that all of these are going through on the ledger. So transactions should be going through from the quarterly, and yeah, we'll actually just pull that up real quick. Yep, you can see that they're actually coming through right now. So things are going well. We didn't screw up our airdrop, and it looks like it's all coming through. It does seem that transactions are going a little bit slower than they should be because these bursts shouldn't be delayed at all. They should be going out in like 50 millisecond bursts. So essentially all these transactions should be processing 10 at a time. And with all the delays, it really should only take half a second. So it looks like the API that we're using, I think it's, I'll look into it later, but it looks like it's going a little bit slow today. Yesterday's transactions went through much faster, but maybe that's just a mainnet thing. But it does look like things are going through totally fine. So I'm just gonna sit here, enjoy that rewards are going out successfully. They do look to be, because we got to get through 800 wallets. So it looks like it might take a little bit longer than I was expecting. So I was expecting it to be done based off of the burst calculations to be done around, I don't know, 10:12, because I started this at 10:08. But it looks like it's getting through 100 wallets per every like 2 minutes. So the end of this should be done at around 2:20-ish. Yeah, 2:20-ish seems about reasonable at the speed that's going. But I am very, very happy that the transactions are going through, and I'll just yeah, I guess I'll just spend this time to talk about the project. So why are these transactions going out, and what is BirdBot? So BirdBot is the world's first Web3 wildlife monitoring company. And what that means is that we're going to be creating a reward system for people setting up wildlife cameras. And this is very important because there's so much about our wildlife that we don't understand, and so many species that we're not monitoring properly, that we're losing a lot of bird populations and a lot of tiger species, and this is affecting all sorts of species and fish populations, all sorts of things. So these people are getting rewarded because they're early investors into the BirdBot platform, and it looks like we're having a little bit of another slowdown with the API. Maybe it'll come back. Hopefully it does. And it did. Cool. But yeah, these are early investors to our BirdBot platform, which will be releasing a machine learning camera and a software that allows people to set up cameras to run machine learning software. And what this machine learning software does is it tracks bird populations, specifically bird species, as well as potentially illnesses of the birds. And it logs it to our database. Right now it's an SQL database / Excel database. But what we do is we log all those machine learning data inputs to our backend, and then we use the Algorand blockchain to read that database, and then reward people tokens, birds tokens, for setting up nature cams. So that's like one aspect of it. But yeah, I'm just very, very satisfied that this is running. I actually didn't expect to be doing a 20-minute video while this goes out, but things are doing well. It does just seem to be, pausing every so often, which might just be an API thing. But it seems after a little bit of time, it unpauses itself and continues going. So, yeah, I'll just let this continue to run. Maybe, take a couple sips of my coffee. Explain some more aspects of the project, but I'll be here until all of the tokens are fully distributed, which will be probably Airdrop ID 800-ish. I can actually check that really quick. So let's see how many wallets are actually getting rewarded. 806. So we got to get to 806 before we're fully done here. But we are trucking along. Transactions are successfully going out. It's really, really exciting. I'll have to figure out maybe a way to pay out randomly, because I don't think it's totally fair, rewarding the top tier people first, but it is what it is. Right now, this is our first test run. Well, not test run. This is our first successful quarterly airdrop. So it is still trucking along. I'll have to later look into as to why it occasionally pauses, or maybe ask some of the other ASA creators as to why these transactions aren't successfully bursting out as they should. But maybe it's just a block thing. Doesn't really, I don't totally know. But I am very happy that they're going out regardless. Botanical Gardens, Denver mug, very cute. It's a potted plant mug, plant pot, pretty dope. So I guess I'll talk a little bit more about the quarterly airdrops, maybe use this time to actually pull up quarterly, because I can do stuff while that script's running. It's a Python script. It'll live on its own. Don't you guys worry. It's still doing its thing. I can show you guys other stuff. But you will, if you haven't been rewarded yet, don't you worry. It's going out. It's just taking a little bit longer. And this document will be, this video will be documented proof that, this is what happened. And it is what it is. So I'll definitely improve it in the future, but I appreciate you all sticking it through the first quarterly airdrop. So what is the quarterly airdrop, and what are these reward tiers, and why are we doing this, and how long does this incentive run? What's this all about? So I explained a little bit about BirdBot, probably not in the most precise and conducive way at the moment. I was a little drawn back with how slow the script's going, but this is the quarterly airdrops reward tiers, and this is a token holder airdrop incentive that will last 5 years. This is a long-term holding incentives for people who want to, hold for the long run, because getting to these later tiers might be exceptionally difficult, and it might only be possible if you're an exceptionally early investor, like some of the people that I currently know that are investing into the company. They might hit these tiers later, but the normal everyday person that hears about BirdBot 2 years in, there's absolutely no way that we're going to be hitting that King Corvid tier. It's just going to be very difficult, as our supply is going to be slowly leaking out into the population. I think you'd have to, even by the end of this year, if you wanted to hit the King Corvid tier, you'd have to own 20% of the whole circulating supply by the end of the year, which is just that's a lot. So good luck on getting there. And to anyone who does want to get there, you're going to be rewarded pretty heavily. So anyone who does get there, congrats to you. Round of applause. You'll be reaping the benefits and the rewards that you probably already know about. We're not going to be talking about the NFT rewards for these tiers, but we will be talking about why it's scaled this way, and essentially why I have the different tiers. So like I described, the King Corvid tier is the highest tier, but there are different smaller tiers, and they're all respectfully named different things that I thought were cute or witty or funny. So the King Corvid tier is the number one highest tier, and it requires a holding threshold of 25 million birds tokens. At that tier, you'll be getting 25% of the rewards of your holding amount. So you can think of this as an APY or an APR for the year. If you hit this holding threshold, there's going to be 4 quarterly reward drops, which means that you potentially could get 100% APY. But I mean, technically not, because there's a percentile cruncher later, but I'll go into that. But if you did hit this reward tier, you'll be getting 62.5 million birds tokens every quarterly rewards drop, which is just a lot. So congrats to you, whoever hits that. So going down to the second one on the list is called the High POC tier. And that requires a holding threshold of 100 million tokens, and you'll get rewarded 20% of your total holding threshold for a total amount of 2 million birds tokens per reward tier. And then the next is Observant Owl, 25 million, 15%, 3.75 million birds distributed. Fancy Finch, 5 million holding rewards, 10%. 500k birds per quarterly. Gilded Goose, a million birds tokens at 8%, which means 80,000 birds per quarterly. Woody Woodpecker, 200k, 6%, 12k birds per quarterly. Patient Pigeon, 25k birds, 4% reward per quarterly, 1,000 birds. Let's see what we're doing right now. We're even going through the Curious Kiwis right now. So these are people who hold 5,000 birds. So even if you hold a pretty small amount, you're still going to get hit with a 2% quarterly reward every single time, which means you're going to be rewarded automatically 100 birds. We've made these tiers in preparation for 5 years of airdrops. So the max reward amount is actually this 26.5 million birds per year. Per quarterly airdrop. Per quarterly airdrop event, there's a limit of 62.5 million birds being distributed every single quarterly. And the upper reward tiers, yada yada, might not be reachable due to supply limitations. I think by the end of the year, someone potentially could get the King Corvid tier, but that'd be pretty ridiculous. You'd have to be spending quite a bit of money. The reward distribution timeline. So this is There is a quarterly distribution limit, like I explained last time. In order to remain this 5-year incentive, we have to actually put a cap on the quarterly rewards, which means that these rewards will be percentile crunched down by 5% if we hit that reward cap, and it'll just shrink by 5% until this quarterly distribution limit is hit again, and then that, reward percentile will be kept for, the future, because the circulating supply means that that's the percentile that we need to stick at. So that's a little bit how we maintain the reward distribution timeline. Here's the first, quarterly, and it just happened, it's going on right now, still going on. We're almost done, so that's fantastic. But the next one's going to happen in May 1st. So, I think 4 months from now, we're going to have another quarterly. And then another 4 months from now, we're going to have another quarterly. And then, on November 1st, we're going to have the last quarterly. And then I said that there's going to be a percentile scaler. The percentile scaler is currently set to 100. And actually, we can just go into the Google spreadsheet and look at that. Oh, wow, look at that. It's the same spreadsheet that I had open. Fantastic. So yeah, this percentile scaler. So let's just simulate an event. So let's say someone crazy enough got to the King Corvid tier. Oh no, gonna shrink the rewards for everyone. And here you go. This is what happens on, the graph. This is our little nice spreadsheet that tells me, hey, so our reward budget's out of whack. You're gonna have way too many rewards. Our quarterly limit's this. You're expected to pay out this. This ain't gonna work out, chief. So if this happens and someone did magically hit the King Corvid tier, which I don't expect anyone does for a long time, we could just shrink it down to 65%. And that's even not enough. So 60%. Dang. So they took down the whole quarterly rewards for everyone. You can see that the new rewards are these. And they shrunk all the rewards by 40%. So even the Curious Kiwi got hit. They went down from 100 rewards, 100 birds tokens each quarterly down to 60, which is just, it is what it is, but everyone gets hit. So for whoever hits this reward tier, you're going to still be getting paid a ridiculous amount, but you're essentially shrinking the rewards for everyone else in the community for hitting that reward tier. So like I said, props to you. Yeah, you really did it. But that's how that's going to work in order to maintain these quarterly rewards for 5 years. But yeah, now that we did that and explained how the quarterly percentile works, I'll just switch it back to what it is now. And we paid out, I think it was 39,940,000 something tokens like that, because the founder rewards, like I said, aren't getting calculated. I'll just do the founder reward subtraction right now, which is 1 million tokens. So yeah, we paid out that much. We paid 39 million tokens today, and it's still going. We're almost done. We got 180 more 180 more wallets to do, which is, it looks like it's going to take about 20-ish minutes, maybe 25 minutes. So I'll just have to recalculate how long it's going to take in my head and try to maybe fix that in the future. But if that's how long it takes, that's how long it takes. Doesn't really matter to me. Everyone's getting paid, and it's still going. So everyone's fairly getting paid, and that's what makes me happy. The quarterly reward was total success. We just gotta, maybe speed this up. Ideally, it goes faster, but like I said, if this is the pure stake or algo, if this is the Algorand node API limitation where you can only burst out 10 a second and every once in a while it freezes, I'm totally fine with that, because it's still paying out pretty dang fast. Because within 20 minutes we paid 806 different users, varying amounts. So yeah, quarterly reward airdrop, pretty cool. Doing its thing. But like I said, it's randomly pauses. It shouldn't do that. But it is what it is. It is successfully going. After the airdrop is fully completed, I'm going to be dropping all these transaction IDs. You can see that there's a row for transaction IDs, and I'm logging, as you can see here, I am logging all the transaction IDs. So these will be all viewable on the Algo Explorer, website. And essentially, This will just be a proof of receipt for everyone, knowing that everyone got paid and everyone can see that, except for these two wallets, because those are the founder wallets. You can see that it's labeled via Chad Oda, and then Odenthal, Tyler Odenthal. These are the founder wallets. So they're not going to get paid ever for community incentives. That means algo stake, community incentives, the quarterly reward incentives, any type of upcoming incentive. These wallets have too much capital. They shouldn't be double dipping from community rewards. So these wallets, the founder wallets, and obviously all of the other team wallets, like the liquidity wallet, the community wallet, the creator wallet. Obviously these ones also won't be included in community payouts. So that's a little bit another breakdown of why they're gray. So just so people are comfortable with how we're distributing tokens and how community rewards work. This is kind of a funny title. I don't mean to put anyone down, but I do like the disqualified dodo title. It's anyone who's opted in or has less than 5,000 birds tokens. Most of these accounts are just sitting at 0. So they've just opted in, but they haven't bought any tokens. So they're, disqualified dodos. But yeah, let's see where we're at. Dang. Okay, well, we might as well just watch the last couple ones come through, because we're down to 16 more accounts, and then everyone's gotten paid, and we had a first successful quarterly airdrop. So very, very exciting. And I wish the best for everyone on the BirdBot team and community in the future. Let's see. Oh yeah, 803 got paid because we excluded some wallets. So yeah, even this number is wrong. But yeah, everyone got paid. So the last transaction just went out to, I think it's that one. Whoever this is, whoever you are, shout out to you, buddy. You were the last person paid. So congrats. Congrats to everyone who received the quarterly airdrop. Congrats to, the BirdBot team and the BirdBot community. I look forward to a really, really good 2022. And hopefully the BirdBot project can be a success for, now and in the continuous future. So thanks everyone for joining me. This video will be up very, very shortly. Bye-bye.